Hi, and welcome to another video by Happy Place Creations. And today I have a new mold. I have another cat mold, cat candle holder. And this one you can stand on a table or hang it on a wall, whichever you prefer. In my last one, I took a powder pen and I colored in the design. This time I'm going to make the cat and then fill in the holes after. So I'm going to be showing you two different ways. Last time I took my powder pen, which I got from Temu, and I colored it in before. This time I'm going to be doing it after. So let's see how that's going to turn out for us. So it's going to be pretty much a two-step process. So first we're going to make the cat. We're going to let that cure completely. Then we're going to demold it. And then we're going to come again with some resin and we're going to fill in the decorations that are in the cat. These imprints that are going to be left. So let's get going. I am going to go get some resin mixed up. And the last one I made a black one, black and silver. And this time I think I'm going to go with a white cat, kind of tannish cat, sort of, with black filling. So I'm going to go and I'm going to be back in a blink and be set up and ready to roll. Alrighty, I have the resin all mixed up, nice and clear. And I'm using unicorn art again. And I'm going to be using a mica powder from Dibble Dabble called Daffodil. I usually like to put my powder in first, but however, I don't have a choice this time. So let's get it in there and get it mixed up. And in case you haven't noticed, I have no gloves on. Which is a big no-no. Need to follow your proper PPE, proper protective equipment. Trying to make sure I have all the powder mixed in. This is a problem when you put powder in last on top of your liquid. It's very hard to get it mixed in. I'm going to let that settle for just a minute. And I think I'm going to have to add a little bit more. Let me try it now. Got a lot of bumps in there. And I don't want bumps. Bumps mean my powder is not breaking up. Let it settle for a minute. So how is everyone today while we're waiting for the resin to break up the powder? I hope everyone's happy and healthy. My car is in the shop getting fixed. Hopefully fixed this time. I think we're getting there. I think we are getting there. Alrighty, so let's start pouring. And I'm hoping I mixed up enough. Whoops, let's not make the mistake I made with the first one. First one has a little bit of bubbles in it. And it looks like there was a hair or something right there. So let's begin. See if we can get some up in that tail. There we go. Oh, this is a pretty color. This is a very pretty color. It's not as dark as I wanted, but it's a very pretty color for a kitty cat. First one I did black. So I thought this one I would do in a different color. Look at that color. Isn't that pretty? And I still mix too much. Let's put a little bit more on the kitty. And I will find something to do with the rest of this. And that's it for the first step. And I didn't put it on a tray. So I guess it's sitting here for the night, and I will be back in the morning. And we will demold and put it together after we fill in the in marks. The indents, I call them. So there we go. I will babysit it for a few more minutes just to see if there's any bubbles coming up or anything. There is one more thing I want to do before I turn off the camera, is we always need to remember to go around the edge, because this is where the bubbles like to sit. Sounds like my dog is at my door. Again. She likes to come in while I'm making videos, or while I'm working in here, making my inlays, which I have some new ones that I'm going to be putting in the store in the next couple days or so. I've been working on a frog and a new heart, a car, and I'm trying to think what the other ones are. But you'll have to check my eBay store to see what the new ones are. If you haven't visited my store yet, I have already got listings in there. And like I said in my other video, I'm going to start listing things that I make in my shop. Anything that I use to make a demo with will be my time and the cost. Obviously, that's with anything. But when I I make something as a demo in my videos, I'm giving a discount because I'm using it to make a video. But anything I make that's not a discount, item in my video, they're a little bit higher. But I do give discounts when I use the product to make a video. But please check out my eBay store. I do have sales. I'm not new to eBay. I ran a successful store a few years ago and decided to get out of it. But now I've decided to come back to eBay and run this. So I will see you all in the morning when this is cured. Please don't forget to like my videos and subscribe. That helps my channel out a lot. I will see you in a blink. Well, it's the next day and our kitty cat is dry. So let's demold and see what we got. I'm going to start with this one first. I'm going to start with the shell first. It is the next day. I had to let this sit overnight. Here's our little shell. And this is our brace piece. And here comes our kitty cat. It's getting cold here in Maine. Almost time to turn on my heater. Turned it on yesterday or the day before for a couple hours. It was chilly. And there we go. We have our kitty cat. And all its little indents. So today, we're going to finish it up by filling in the indents because I didn't pre-paint them like I did the last cat. So now we're going to have to fill these gaps. So I am going to go mix up some resin. We're going to fill in where the indents are, or implants, or I prefer indents, and we will go from there. However, I do see a few spots where it will run over. So I am going to put on some painter's tape. I'm looking around right now for my painter's tape and I'm not seeing it. So I will look for that at the same time I'm mixing up the resin. And then we will get to the next step. So I will be back in a blink. Alrighty, I have my painter's tape. And I've decided to use the Cast and Craft Cast and Craft pigment paste in the black. I've had to warm her up because it's getting chilly here in Maine. But what I have is I have a few spots on the cat. Let me show you on the camera. Right here, like his neckline where these lines go all the way. What I'm going to do is I'm just going to line up some tape so that the resin doesn't drip off the side. So we got his neck in two places. We want to make sure we put that nice and tight. So we got that side. Excuse my dog. He's barking at everything this morning. He's just waking up. Got to catch up with everything, you know. He's a German pointer. And he's a beautiful baby. And I got a spot over here. And then I got a spot down by her or his leg. You want to make sure it's nice and even with the side. And then I have another spot on the front. And then we'll be good to go with the resin. The reason I'm doing that is so the resin doesn't go off to the side and then come on to the back. I want it to just to stay on the front. I have an eyedropper in my hand. I'm hoping I can suck the resin up in it and then pull it out. I am again using the Unicorn Art resin. And this is highly pigmented, highly concentrate, so you don't need much. One drop probably would have done it, but I want to make sure it's mixed. I definitely want it opaque. I was thinking of using the glitter, but I was thinking the glitter probably wouldn't have stayed in them spots. But maybe on my next one. Let me check on my stick. Let's see if that's what I want. Maybe a little bit more color. One more good big push. I've run this through a little bit of warm water and I've run it through my bubble machine. But just by adding this, I'm adding bubbles. So I should have put the color in and then put it through the bubble machine. I have a pressure pot and I have a bubble machine. I will be doing some videos on them shortly. So now let's see if this is going to work. And this is a glass eyedropper. I just rinse it out with some alcohol. Just put some in and we're going to spread it around. Like so. Oh, I want the smaller one. I want this one. Oh, the ear looks like it filled up really good. Just put some resin in and just bring it to all where you want it to be. And then we can put in a little bit more resin. I got a pesky fly here this morning. And I mean pesky. Gonna have to get some ply strips, I guess. I don't need him in my shop getting into my projects, do we? No. And you want to just add slow so you don't overfill your project and make messes. And we got some bubbles. Pop them as we're going. Got one in the ear. Oh, good thing I missed. And I'm going to do it just like that. Go ahead of myself and let it stretch itself out. I got plenty of work time with this resin. Got all these little moons or something in here. Some are bigger than others. But for the sake of the video, you see what I'm doing. I'm going to continue, and I will be back as soon as I'm finished. See you in a blink. And I'm back, and our cat is all dry. Now we can remove the tape. And it just removes right off, nice and good. Nothing sticks to it. You're going to hear my two dogs roughhousing in a second. I apologize for that. It's a nice sunny day today, and they're deciding to come in the shop. But here it is. All right, you two, settle down. This slides in like this. And this is our holder for our tray. And it just slides right down. You want to be careful that you don't bust it. And then our tray, let's see, this isn't going down far enough. I think I let it cure too much. And then we slide our shelf in. And then we put our shelf in. have to bang it down a little more, but it will fit. However, I may not be able to get it apart once I get it together. So it may come fully assembled. I think I need to take a little bit off. Just a hair. I need to put my glasses on. Just need to take a little bit down. Not too much, just a little. We'll see if that's enough. Gotta get that to sit level. Maybe. You don't want to ever force resin because you can break it. Your best thing to do is to sand it down. Just like that, just a little bit. Just a little bit. Like so. And then you want to press it down into where it needs to be. That looks pretty good now. Then we want to push the shelf in where it needs to be. Yeah, we're going to take a little bit off the shelf here. Let me find my little sander. Or is that still up too high? How about I'm going to work at this and I will be back in a blink. And here we are, the finished product. Our little kitty candle holder. Let me just grab my little candle. I can hold this size. If I put it in right. Can hold that size. If I'm not leaning it. And it can hold that size. And there we go. And that concludes another video from Happy Place Creations. And I thank you for joining me today. I hope everyone is happy and healthy. May your crafts come out amazing. Please check out my eBay store link in the description. You have a blessed day, and I'll see you in the next video.